Welcome back. So today is cleanup day. Yesterday was cleanup day. Yesterday I took the RCs, all the ones we took out bashing in the rain, both X-Maxes and the three wide Maxes, and we washed them down to get all the mud off of them. Now it's time to refresh them. We're gonna use some detailing spray. We're gonna wipe off this body, wipe down the excess, and then I'm going to condition my chassis, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is a product made by 3D. It's just basically quick detailer. It's called Final Touch, and I'll show you the link on where you can get all these products. I buy this product yearly in 5-gallon buckets, which I'll snap a picture of and insert that now. I do it with the dry wash, and I do it with the Final Touch. I buy it in 5-gallon jugs, and then you can refill the jugs if you're in the California area. If not, you can order the stuff online, and I'll show you that card coming up here very shortly, the person you can contact. But what I do is I just take the Final Touch, since I've already washed it, and just to give the body a little cleanup is all I'm doing. And I use microfibers, and if I have too big of scratches, I've showed it in the past where I actually color sand and buff the plastic using a headlight repair kit, also from 3D, but you can get it anywhere at your local part stores. Anything that restores your headlights, your plastic headlights, because all this is a plastic body, and you can polish it up. And I use a machine from 3D that I've had for, I want to say 8 years, 7 years now. So, but you can do it by hand. You don't need a machine. So all I do is spray this stuff on and give a wipe. Since all I did was hose it off, I didn't really brush it or do anything else. I just use cold water and hose it off outside, and I let them dry overnight. And we're just going to look at them from the bashes as we clean them up. That's the whole purpose of me cleaning and wiping them down, is to look them over. So you can see everything's still kind of white and brown. So I'll just take this stuff. That front bumper is getting pretty bent up from all the impacts. So I'm just trying to get rid of some of that crustiness. Just so I'm not putting the plastic conditioner that I have over this stuff. Like I said before, this one's got a bunch of hot racing aluminum components in it with the front diff cases, rear diff case, steering support, all that stuff. Get the trays nice and cleaned up. This is my oldest X-Maxx, and as you see, it's still in pretty good condition even with all the sends. I just don't take it easy on my X-Maxes. I never have. God, these back bumper bars are all bent up too. I'm gonna heat those up and straighten them out. You see, looks like it's coming a little loose. Now I try to keep everything I can off the tires. You don't want to put any kind of cleaner on your tires because they'll start ballooning more and more, and then they'll finally end up popping. But the stuff I use does not really soak in to the plastics like you would think. All right. So once I've done that, I grab, this is a product I use to condition the plastic. It's perfect for hard to reach areas, makes plastics look new again. No wipe, long lasting formula, high gloss shine coating. If you don't want the high gloss, let it sit overnight and then just wipe it down and the plastic turns back to normal. Where you can get this stuff, you can email Francisco at 3dproducts.com, or you can go right to 3dproducts.com and order this stuff online and have it shipped to you. This stuff is called 3D InstaShine. It's for plastic and trim on automobiles. Works perfect for RC cars. It's good for all surfaces. It won't damage metal. It won't fade the anodizing. And it pretty much makes your RC look new again. So let's get to spraying it. And I'll show you how I do that. First thing I'm going to do is hit the battery trays. It doesn't take a lot to make this stuff look new. Give everything a light coating. And doesn't harm the ESCs, doesn't harm fans, motors, none of that stuff. Literally just turns all your plastics back to normal. So anything that's plastic, use it on the wheels as well. Doesn't hurt the anodizing. And this is just going to condition it after you've washed and cleaned it. Make it good for the next time you go out. It puts some of the oils back in your trim. Now once I do it on the top, I'll go ahead and flip it over. We're going to do the chassis now. As you see, all the mud's off of it. Turns the blacks blacks, turns the grays gray. And as long as you don't take it into the mud again, it'll, all you have to do is wipe it down on the next bash that's got dirt on it. I don't do this every time, only when I run it in mud or wet conditions, or when I notice that the plastic's starting to turn color again, because this stuff does restore the plastics, which is great. And that's it. Once I do that, then I'll let it sit a little. I like to let them sit overnight, and then I'll wipe them down again. And now it's ready to go back on the shelf. Looking like a brand new RC. Like I've never sent it off a cliff. All the plastics, everything, I'm telling you, right now it's kind of shiny. Let it sit overnight. You'll be surprised. It just looks like a natural finish, like you just unboxed your X-Maxx. So let me grab a smaller RC. We'll get that one done. Be right back. All right, so here is the new X-Maxx RTR. Never wiped it down since I got it. Just basically took it out of the box and we've been beating up on it. So I'm going to show you on a small car real quick how I do it. So it's just the same thing. It's just not so big. Hopefully this body's still decent. Which it took a beating, but it held its own. And the plastics that's on this body, you can also use the 3D Insta Shine on the roll cage, the roof sliders, this back piece. All you got to do is shoot them with the same spray, the Insta Shine, and then wipe it down like I'm doing right now with a clean rag or a clean microfiber. Make sure to wipe the tires because the residue from the mud tends to stick on stuff. So if you just wipe the plastics, it won't build up over the years. You can see the X-Maxx we just did. That one is literally, I want to say 6 years old, 5, 6 years old. It's one of the original ADAS X-Maxes. You can see all the sand still, sand and mud still on the tires, but that's just like residue. So body's nice and clean. Give it a light mist because the rag this microfiber is starting to get a little damp, which is fine. All we're using it for is to pretty much wipe everything down. This is how I take care of my stuff, because we do pay a lot of money for these cars, and you don't want them looking, at least I don't want them looking all shabby like I just hammered on them. And I don't understand why people sell used RCs and just don't give it a wipe down. They'll literally just sell you a muddy RC. And as you see, after the lights, we went ahead and replugged them in. They haven't had an issue bashing again. So you see how brown the chassis is. Just going to give it a quick wipe. Control arms. And this is after washing it, so imagine how dirty this thing was. Now, these back arms got hammered from rocks, and you'll get that on them big sends. Is that things will start looking like they've been, especially the plastic stuff, looks like they've just been hammered. But if you just take the time and wipe them, I'm really shocked that these plastic axles are holding up. I'm just wiping down the axles so I can see anything that's about to break. Try to get around the diff areas. Definitely get right in here, because this is where all the mud tends to sling. So now that we gave it a good wipe, I'm going to grab our can of Insta-Shine. 915 Insta-Shine from 3D, high definition. We're going to do the same thing. Try to just hit all the control arms, everything that's plastic, inside the hub, the bearings. The bearings are shielded, so this stuff's not going into the bearings. Give these control arms a good coating so they'll have the flex. That they had when it was new. And you can do the whole tire. I don't, because I don't want them to balloon. I want them to stay as stout as possible. You can see how the blues turn blue, the blacks turn black, the greens turn green. Has a nice cherry flavor. Cherry smell, not flavor. Shocks come out. Aluminum looks great after you do this. Shock caps, everything just pops. That's it. And it's got a really high gloss right now, but that's going to change once we wipe it. I will be wiping it when it sits. And on this plastic stuff, doesn't hurt the body. try to wipe it down a little bit so you guys can kind of see. Normally I just let it sit, soak in a little bit, but this is a new RC, so it doesn't need to soak in that much. Give it a little wipe. Shocks are nice and green and popping again. There we go. That's it. Wipe off my table. There we go. Brand used. So that's how I'll do it, and I'll keep doing it with every RC. And then we'll get them put back on the bench. We'll look them over real quick, make sure everything is working properly and nothing's falling off. But hopefully this helps you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.